So, traits in ourselves that we may not necessarily appreciate: low self-worth, low self-esteem. When we notice we may abandon ourselves often, aren't necessarily traits that we appreciate about ourselves. However, they are very clever strategies that we learned in childhood to survive our childhoods. And so we may beat ourselves up about these traits, and yet it's worth reframing and realizing that these helped us to survive in childhood. It may have been too horrific to believe the fact that our parents or our primary caregivers really didn't care about us much, may have neglected us at times, and we developed this sense of lack of self-worth. We began to abandon ourselves in that process because it's learned behaviours. We learned how to do that. And we had to protect ourselves in our childhoods from that horrific idea that our primary caregivers did neglect us, didn't particularly care for us in the way we needed to be cared for and looked after. And so it's worth noting that now, that if we have this tendency to self-abandon, one, it was learned behaviour, and we learned how to do that from our primary caregivers. And two, it was a very acutely clever strategy to get us through our childhood, to help ourselves in a way, not to feel the pain of self-abandonment. And unfortunately, through self-abandoning ourselves, we do perpetuate that sense of self-abandonment. However, we get to choose now differently. We can recognise this. Awareness is the first stage to healing these traits and to choosing differently. And when we recognise where we self-abandon throughout our day over and over again, then we can choose differently now in our adult state. We can reparent ourselves now.